Fitness with another nutrition tip. This week, we're talking to all the athletes out there. See, at Gabriele Fitness, we train athletes of all ages, ranging from middle school, high school, all levels of college, even master's level athletes. People come to us looking for a competitive edge. They want to improve their strength, improve their speed, coordination, agility, whatever the case may be, to improve their performance on the field. But the biggest piece, the one thing that can help them the most, they don't focus on is their nutrition. Today we're going to take a look at what some of the biggest issues are that our athletes have when it comes to their nutrition. But one of the main problems we see, especially in our middle school and high school age athletes, is they're putting all of the wrong foods into their body. And the biggest issue is that most of these kids are eating processed carbohydrate-based diets. Processed carbohydrates are things like breads, pasta, cereal, things that are high in processed sugars, high fructose corn syrup, sweets, potato chips, the list goes on. And the more and more athletes come through our door, the more we see that these types of foods are making up the majority of their diet. So what's the problem with this? The problem is that these foods are very, very high in calories, but very low in nutrients. So what that's creating is fat malnutrition to athletes. They're eating tons and tons of food, but not really getting anything from this food. They're not getting the nutrients they need to become leaner, to build lean muscle mass, and to become a better athlete. But they are consuming massive amounts of calories because these foods are very, very high in calories. So one of the ways that we try to help our athletes improve their diet, improve their nutrition, is to make them fill out weekly food journals. Every one of our high school and college athlete that comes in is responsible to fill out a food journal every week. They give it to us, we review it, we try to make small improvements week by week. But as these journals keep coming in, we're amazed at some of the things we see. Some of these kids are very, very good athletes, and by looking at them, you would never guess the types of foods that they eat. And the scariest thing is, as good as athletes as we see, how much better could they be if they were eating the right kinds of foods? What kind of performance increases could we see by making a few small changes in their diet? If they really focus on their nutrition, it's crazy how good these kids could be. So what we're going to do is we're going to review these food journals right here, right now. I have a few of them with me. We're going to take a look at them. We're going to grade them together. Before we dive into the journals, I want to give you a quick idea of what we look for. The one thing that we know, especially with our middle school and our high school athletes, is that these kids generally don't buy their own food. Their parents or guardians are buying most of the food in their house, or they're being given money to go out and make choices at restaurants or in the cafeteria where there aren't a lot of great options. So we know that. So when we look at the journals, there's a few simple principles that we want to see. Number one, are the kids being hydrated? Do we want them to write down what they drink? So are they drinking enough water? We've talked a lot about hydration and how important that is to athletic performance. So are they getting enough water throughout the day? The second one is vegetables. I think we can all agree that eating fruits and vegetables is healthy. No matter what your nutritional beliefs are, no one eats enough fruits and vegetables, especially our kids. So we take a look and see if they're having any fruits and vegetables. And the third one, our kids want to build lean muscle mass. We talked about it. So protein. They need to have some good lean sources of protein throughout the day in order to build that lean muscle mass. So water, vegetables, and lean protein sources. Those are the three things that we're trying to check those boxes off as we go through these journals. So let's go. I got my first journal right here. We're not going to use the real names. We'll just call this kid Allison. Allison is a Division I athlete. She's in high school right now, but she's going to play a Division I sport next year. A great athlete. Came to us with some injuries. We helped her recover and is now training at a very, very high level, 3 days a week in the off season, preparing for her sport. She already has a full scholarship to the Division I school next year. This is her journal. So this is 1 day's worth of food. For breakfast, she had an iced coffee and a chocolate chip muffin. For lunch, she had a power bar, a bag of pretzels, and an apple. And for dinner, she had a bowl of pasta and a Diet Coke. Did not work out on that day, so no protein shakes or post-workout drinks or anything like that. That's the day's worth of food. So let's go through it. Again, Division I level athlete. Hydration is the first one we want to look at. Was she hydrated? The iced coffee is a diuretic. Don't know what she had to drink for lunch and a Diet Coke at dinner. Don't really see any water on there. Fruits and vegetables, 1 apple, and that was really it. 1 apple throughout the day. So I wouldn't even call that a serving of a fruit and vegetable. Processed carbohydrates, a heavily diet and processed carbohydrates. The pasta, the muffins, the power bar, the pretzels, all these stuff is processed carbs. And very little lean protein. So hard to build muscle with a diet like that. All right, next journal. 15 or 16-year-old high school sophomore, very good swimmer. It's a male. 1 day's worth of food. Here we go. 9 a.m., breakfast. Had a Pop-Tart and a glass of orange juice. For lunch, a slice of barbecue chicken pizza and a Gatorade, and at dinner, a chicken burrito and a glass of milk. So let's do our checklist. Number 1, were they hydrated? The only drinks I really see are highly sugared beverages, not really any water consumed throughout the day at all. Did they have any vegetables? No. Maybe the tomatoes on the pizza, if there was any kind of little peppers or onions in the burrito, but that was it as far as vegetables. Lean protein, chicken on the pizza and chicken in the burrito, but once again, a lot of sugar, a lot of processed carbohydrates. A very good athlete. Wondering what this person could do if their nutrition could be cleaned up. The last journal I have is a 16-year-old male, 2 varsity sports, a double athlete, very good at both sports. Let's take a look at the journal. So breakfast, had a bagel with cream cheese, a Pop-Tart, and a Gatorade. Lunchtime, had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and a bag of Doritos. Doesn't have listed what they drank with that. And for dinner, they had a sausage and pepper sandwich. So, and a protein shake before he went to bed. So at least he was trying to get the protein shake. This is a guy who wants to build lean muscle mass and talks to us a lot about being bigger and being stronger. So let's go through our checklist. What did he drink throughout the day? Again, highly sugared beverages, juices, Gatorades. We see it every day. A lot of processed carbohydrates. Really no vegetables at all. The peppers in the sandwich, and that was it. Oh, the jelly, I guess, has fruit in it, but again, highly sugared. So really no fruits and vegetables throughout the day. Lean protein, they had a protein shake. The sausage and peanut butter, there is protein in the diet, but not a lot of great sources of lean protein. So there we have 3 very good athletes with very poor nutrition habits. All those kids want to build muscle, they want to lose fat, they want to be bigger and faster and stronger and be better at their sport, but they're not getting it done when they're not with us. So this week, we talked about the problem. Next week, we're going to talk about solutions to the problem, how we can get these kids to eat a little bit cleaner. But parents, we need your help. So we want to email us questions. What problems are you having? Email me, tom@gabrielfitness.com. What are the biggest issues as parents are you having trying to get your young athletes to eat healthy? If you have solutions, if you are a parent who's found ways to get your kids to eat cleaner, send those in too, because we want to know them. So if you have questions or you have answers for us, again, email me. If not, we'll see you next week.